Hello everyone, hi, welcome back to another week here at TGCTours. We're playing the Springtime Bonanza this week at Kachina Canyon Trails. Really nice course, I played a couple of practice rounds in it. Just to get used to the swing changes that have taken effect in the last week or so. As you probably are well aware right now, if you're following TGCTours at all, they 2K pushed an update to nerf red fasting at long last. Now, that really does kind of affect my game. I wasn't aiming for it, but I had kind of been using it as a crutch for a while to kind of overcompensate for my lack of being able to perfect shots. But I took one or two practice rounds, one or two on this course, one or two elsewhere, and changed my golf bag a little bit. If you want to go back and see that, I'll put a little link up there on the top. And yeah, so I'm sacrificing a lot of distance in my clubs in order to go for more forgiveness, so that I can at least get a better chance of perfecting shots now. So hopefully that pays off. We'll see in due course. But for now, let's take a look at what happened last week. So the scores I posted here, this 1 under, not 1 under, geez, what the hell am I saying? 1 over par. So I had completed all 4 rounds before that update had hit, so that is absolutely not in the wheelhouse of where I'm looking to finish this week. If I make the cut, I'm looking to finish as close to even as I can. I definitely don't think I'm going to finish below par. But if I can finish even through 4, that'll be a fantastic result. Realistically, I think I'm looking at around 5 over. That's where my head is at. That's where I think that I'm going to finish. But so far, through yesterday and today, top scorer is 7 under down here in CCK. Evens will still put us tied for 15th. But again, that's out of 56 participants, so that's kind of very early days yet. So we're not going to be too worried about the scoreboard right now. Just taking a look, there's a lot of, well, I mean, I already disabled Chrome, but there's already a decent amount of people who have finished in double digits over par down in the bottom half of the scoreboard. So I would say the cut line is probably going to be pretty generous this week. But we're going to dive in here, and we're going to see what we can do. I can't promise that this will be a great round of golf because, you know, I'm still getting used to the changes. But I can say that hopefully we will perform a little bit better than what we used to. Yeah, as you can see there, even with the driver that we picked, there's a lot more forgiveness compared to last week for sure. I'm just going to take a couple of practice swings here just to kind of get into the groove of things. Oh, that's a perfect right off the bat. Kind of wish I hit the ball with that now. 2 perfects in a row? 3 in a row? Not quite. A disaster of a red fast. Barely even made the first fairway. Yeah, certainly not the greatest drive in the world. Why are you suggesting the pitching wedge to me? Yeah, definitely not a shot to be proud of by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to give this one a bit of a rip here. Slight red fast. Probably going to overshoot the entire green here. Nope. Looks like it's going to curl around. Bring us in pretty close to the pin actually here. So yeah, bad opening drive, but second shot, really, really good. And we'll drop it in for our first birdie of the session. I'm not going to say that's a sign of things to come, because nothing in golf is guaranteed. Certainly nothing about my game of golf is guaranteed. That much I can tell you for certain. But hopefully it's a nice little foundation we can build upon here. Take a little bit of a backswing or a backspin here just to try and get the ball to slow down as soon as it touches down. But again, most important thing is just trying to nail those perfects. That's a slow. That's a partial. That's just disastrous. Let's completely disregard that. That's slow as well. A little bit fast. Slightly fast. We're getting there. Red fast. Not the shot we're looking for. Definitely not the shot we're looking for. It felt like we were getting a bit closer in terms of distance, but obviously the game had different ideas. I felt like clubbing up there would have been the better idea to try and get me a little bit closer. Okay. Break looks pretty non-existent, but there might be still a little bit there. We'll still save power on it. So, yeah, not a great second hole. Definitely would like to have that one back. But that's golf. You know, you don't hit them perfect all the time. It's a slight grey fast. Red fast. That's a perfect. Doubt we're going to be able to hit it twice in a row though. No. Again, another brutal drive. Not even going to break 250. Oh, he did break 250. That's actually surprising. I didn't think we were going to get that far. Another red fast. So yeah, as you can see, our game is absolutely gonna take a battering from this. And we are splashing from the light rough. A little bit of a fast there. I wonder if I had it clubbed up there, maybe I might have been able to pull something off. But as is usual and competitive, you can't take shots back. You can't just mulligan and try it again. That's why we play. We play for the challenge. We don't play to win. Like we are. That's what we are doing. We're challenging ourselves. Sure, does that mean I'm going to have bad rounds? Yeah. Does that mean I'm going to have bad swings? Absolutely. But, you know, all I can do is just keep trying and hope to just do better on the next one. I did have someone in the comments this weekend suggesting, like, hey, you should knock yourself down to pro because you're quite clearly not cut out for master difficulty. Well, I would love to, but I like the challenge of master. Even if I'm not good at it, I do genuinely like the challenge of playing on master. Oh my god. Still somehow managed to hit it for 230, but you know, you're in the pine straw. It's just not a great place to be. And then another very fast coming out of here. I'll be lucky if I hit the fairway again. Yeah, very lucky to hit the fairway. Now we're down to what basically equates to a par 3 situation. Even with the forgiveness, my swing's all over the place. And I recalibrated this morning as well, which is what's quite concerning. seem to do pretty alright with my practice swings, but then as soon as I get into the main event, it's just nothing. It's going to leave us with a very awkward attempt from the rough here. Splashing out of the rough and into a headwind. Definitely not ideal situations, but look, it is going to leave us close enough to the point where, you know, we can probably still get a par out of this. Even though I don't really trust myself with this break on a short, on a really short putt situation. Yeah, way too far overcompensated. And that's why I'm playing down in CCK division and not like up in the top tiers. So like, here's what I don't get. Like, some people come in here and they're like, "Oh, you're such a bad player." Like, well, yeah, that's why I'm in CCK division. Like, if I was better, I would put myself in a high. I would be placed in a higher division. My video titles would reflect that I'm in a higher division. My thumbnails would reflect that. Like, if you're coming down here to quite obviously a low bracketed player, and you're expecting top level plays, then I've got bad news for you. That's not what you're going to get when you come to this channel. Okay. Not the worst. We're on the fringe. This is going to be a tough birdie chip, especially because partials now with the red fast are just completely out of the question for me. Oh, that was close. If I hadn't have fasted that, that definitely would have went in, I think. That's going to drop, and we're still going to get par out of it. We're still 1 over, which, you know, considering everything, I think is probably being generous. We definitely don't deserve to still be in a position where, you know, we're still close to even. Of course, I start to improve, and then the one that I hit is, of course, the one that, you know, isn't perfect or isn't quite there. Always happens. It's just, the shot consistency is just something that's never been there in my game, and I'll admit it is a little touch worrisome. It's a clunker of a fast shot. Isn't even going to get us up on the... not going to get us near the green. We're going to have to chip up for this one. Put a lot of backspin on this. And just hope for the best. It's a good approach shot, we can still get a birdie here. That's fine, we'll take us back to even. Yeah, getting the bogey in that last par 5 definitely hurts, but you know, as long as I can just counterbalance some bad shots with some good shots, I have a good chance of, you know, putting together something decent that will at least enable me to make the cut. I'm definitely not too worried about wins at this point, because I know that I'm quite far away compared to other players. Is that just that side of my game just isn't there yet. We are going into a 12-mile-an-hour wind, so I think we should go up to the hybrid for this. I might end up overshooting the green completely, but we have to try something. Well, we slowed and the wind carried us all the way into the bunker. Not where we'd like to be, but it is where we find ourselves. Flop should leave us in. I was gonna say it should leave us pretty close to the pin, but not with a very fast flop shot like that. It's gonna be a tricky par putt. Quite a lot of break here and 24 feet. Definitely don't want to overhit this one. That looks good. That looks good. Let's go. Let's go. I'm pretty surprised that that went in. I can't lie. We're even going to get a replay of this. But I think we might just skip it. It wasn't, like, sure the distance was what made that putt difficult, but, you know, there wasn't that much of a break in it. Like, sure, I don't hit too many 24-foot putts very often, but, you know, you'd like to have those for birdie rather than for par, but unfortunately, the way we play golf just doesn't leave us with too many chances to do that. Again, just can't just seem to get consistent with that opening drive. Just doesn't bode well for good play, really. 14-mile-an-hour winds is going to carry it right to left, so I think we should aim for over here and then just try and drift it in, because what's going to happen, and I can pretty much guarantee that it's going to happen, is we're going to fast it like that, maybe even red fast it, and it's just going to carry it way far to the left. Of course, I would like to perfect it in an ideal world, but that's very slow. Slow again. And the wind's just not going to do enough to counterbalance that slow, so that's just going to leave us with an awkward birdie attempt over here. Same as last time. Same as it ever was. At least I've kind of figured out that, you know, even if it's like 25 yards out, if I can hit the flop shot and hit it very fast, it'll be the same as like a perfect splash shot. So that, you know, I can figure that out and kind of work my way around it, so to speak. It's obviously not ideal, but, you know, if you know your weaknesses, you can kind of work your way around it and accommodate to your own style of play. That's kind of the thing about golf is, you know, that actually wasn't a terrible shot, but it is going to like grossly overshoot the pin here. At least we managed to get a GAR. Let's fast forward this ball rolling back down the hill. We don't get too many of those, so we're gonna celebrate the ones that we do get. A little bit of a break here, not an awful lot. For birdie, 19 feet. And we've got a downhill stretch as well, so we do need to be careful about our power use. Sliced that putt, but it doesn't matter, it still goes in for the birdie. Even though we broke the swing plane just a little bit there, it actually I think ended up working on our advantage. Something that doesn't very often happen. But look, a birdie is a birdie. We're gonna take it whichever way it lands. Oof, that is another disastrous drive. I'm honestly surprised that that one's not in the water. Still managed to hit it 220 yards somehow. By the freaking grace of God there. Another fast to work my way out of here. That's, again, not doing great. Gonna have to hit a hybrid off the floor here to try and salvage some distance and at least leave us with something resembling a birdie attempt here. Gonna shoot that right into the headwind. Hopefully we'll land up in the second tier. Gonna break down a little bit. Well, there we are. Okay. A little bit of an awkward break here. 14 feet for birdie. Take the flag out, please. That looks like it's gonna fall short. No, it's not! No, it's not. We somehow managed to get another birdie. And we found ourselves 2 under par. Through 10. I think practicing may have helped me here. Usually I don't, you see, that's the thing. Usually I just go into the course blind from the get-go and just hope for the best and see what happens. Now, this isn't exactly a great place to leave myself for the second shot, especially because it's going to bobble into the heavy rough here. Yeah, definitely not where you want to find yourself at all. You're going to have to put a little bit of a shape in this shot. We're not going to make the green here. That much I can guarantee you. Oof. Thought I'd done enough to bend it around here, but just smacked right off a tree. That's going to be extremely costly in my pursuit of a decent score. Slight fast with the wind carrying heavily. That's going to go off the green. Fringe. Right, fringe. We have a chance to chip for par here. Actually, we could splash and try and get a par off the splash shot here. Very unlikely as that's going to be. Certainly not with a fast like that. All I can do is just hope that this falls for the bogey. There we go. So yeah, bad opening 2 shots. Still managed to come back and, you know, at least salvage something out of it, even if it is only a bogey, but that could have gone a lot worse for us. So while to the regular onlooker it might feel like, oh well, why are you happy that you took such a bad shot or took a bogey out of that? It's like, yeah, well, it could have gone a lot worse, and that's the thing. That could have gone a lot better. Where's my flop shot? No, you see, that's exactly what everyone's been warning me that's going to happen. It's just I haven't been able to hit those shots with any sense of reliability. That went close. But just these bunker shots, I've just been like fasting them so much that I just really need to remember, hey, maybe go up a club or 2 extra to make up for the fact that you're probably going to fast this. All of a sudden that 2 over is just ground way back down to even again. I do need to be very careful in this one. I don't want to fast it too much because the headwind will carry that into the water. But I also need to be careful that, you know, I don't land in that bunker either. How is it that after several practice shots, the one shot I do take, the one shot that matters, is the one that we absolutely... What? Excuse me, game. I hit it in the freaking water, not the fairway. Why are you giving me that? You know what? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna question it. Just horrible situations we find ourselves in repeatedly. Again, going too fast and too slow. That's very fast. That's the one we definitely want to avoid. Funny, the one time we hit a perfect, we're in the heavy rough, and it's just going to roll back down again. The one time we get that heavy. Well, it's been nice knowing you, CCK, but I don't foresee myself staying here for too much longer. If this disaster piece theater keeps up. Definitely not. Not a great back nine, to put it rather generously. You want to put a little bit of backspin, just try and stop as much roll. Bear in mind that we are going to go 13 feet downwards, and we've got a headwind carrying us. Slide fast. We're gonna hit the heavy rough here. But hey, at least it's not in the water, right? That's something we can take away from here, right? Right? I felt like the sandwich would have probably got too much on it. That's why I didn't club up for that one. Still managed to save a par after all those practice shots. Yeah, it's not gonna go super well for us here. I can I'll definitely say that. This is probably one of those situations where I do want to stay with the 3-wood here. Finally, a perfect shot. And it's with the 3-wood rather than the driver. And with no practice shots before that either, which is also quite surprising to me. It only took me like 15 holes to get there, but hey, we got there in the end. Now, can we make it 2 for 2 here? Unlikely. We would have. Slight slow there. Is gonna hit the green here. Is going to leave us with a decently distanced putt here. It's something we can make a birdie out of. Whether we will or not, of course, extremely unreliable. But we're gonna give it the old college try here. No. Look at that swing plane all over the place. No, definitely not gonna make any birdies with shots like that. That's for sure. I remember what I said about at the start about aiming for a total of 5 over through 4 rounds. That's still possible. That's gonna land short of the green. Again, swing plane all over the place. Not even a green in regulation. For a par 3, that's pretty scandalous. Definitely something that needs to be fixed sooner rather than later. Horrible fast on that splash. Swing plane again all over the place. Very tricky par shot here. It's gonna go close, but no cigar. Yeah, this back nine is just absolutely slaughtering me. 3 bogeys and a double bogey and only 1 birdie. That's it's definitely going to spell disaster for us. Especially in terms of making the cut, that's for sure. Again, poor swing plane and a fast. Not the drive it could have been, but it does leave us on the fairway here. With a decent chance to get something here out of the second shot. When you hit a perfect and it still goes into the bunker. You can't write this stuff, or you really can't. You really can't. Oof, that's off the post. I did aim the full way up, and then I still pulled it partial. But hey, look, you can't really get much closer without going in and, you know, hitting the post. So I'm not happy with that second. Like, it's hard to say, really. I would like to say that I'm not happy with... Oh my goodness gracious me. That is a disaster. Cart path will somehow save us and make this look a more decent drive than it actually had any right to be. That club all the way to the 4-iron just to get into the center fairway part. And now now we're just basically treating this like a par 3. Gonna go all the way over the green though, isn't it? I thought the headwind might do me a little bit of a favour there, but I guess not. Go for this lob wedge splash shot here. I'm just gonna ride this hill the whole way down. And we can just power this and bring it home. Okay, so first round in the books. Back nine definitely needs a lot of work. But overall, it feels like I could do better. I know that I can do better. But given that we're still getting used to, you know, the changes and things, I think it's where, well, I mean, it's quite obviously where we deserve to be, because, you know, we're not allowed to take re-rolls or anything on shots, so, you know, I feel like we're better than I anticipated we would be. I definitely thought I'd be further back down the field and have to battle my way back up. But like 3 over is a pretty fair assessment of where we're at the moment. At least in kind of a big picture, long term projection. We still have a lot of work to do. We can still battle back and, you know, try and get a bit more of a respectable finish. Even is not totally out of the picture just yet. But we're just going to focus on making the cut first. And then after that, it's free golf. It's free real estate. So we'll just use rounds 3 and rounds 4 to just kind of keep getting used to the new fast and slow mechanics. The way things have changed. And just, you know, put this tournament behind us and just focus on getting our own game better in time for the next one. Well, for now, thank you very much for watching. I know this was slightly longer than I usually go on these because of all the practice swings and so on. But I appreciate you sticking with me. Hopefully I'll improve. Hopefully I'll give you better entertainment value for your 30 minutes or so. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. So have a good rest of your day. Hopefully your rounds went much better than I did. And I'll see you next time.